Hi, everybody. I'm Phoebe. I am a senior staff member of Laurel Music Camp. I play the violin and typically help out with the orchestra during the week of camp. Currently, I am an elementary school orchestra teacher, so it's fun to dive into some high school rep. I have recorded the high school audition violin piece for regionals this year, the Mozart Third Violin Concerto. And I'm going to talk through a few general ideas for helping you make your practicing effective and really getting ready for the audition. I'm not going to go through details necessarily for approaching the Mozart concerto specifically. I'm assuming that at this point you probably have the basics of the technique all put together. If you're still working through something, Definitely make sure that you're asking the right people. If you're taking private lessons, your private teacher is your main resource for this. If you're not, ask your orchestra teacher at school, and if they don't feel comfortable giving you fingerings or bowings, maybe they play the cello or the bass, or maybe they're a wind player by trade, ask them if they have a colleague who would be able to give them some suggestions for you. Okay, but just in general, one of the things that I'm sure you've heard very many times throughout your violin learning is to practice slowly. There are a lot of 16th note runs in this piece, and they need to be so clear and in tune and correct. So practice it slowly. And practice with a metronome. Gradually work up to the tempo that is your goal. But using a metronome will not just help you gradually get faster, it's also going to help you make sure that you are actually playing all of the rhythms correct. So you may realize, by putting on a metronome, you may realize that you weren't playing a passage quite the way it's supposed to be. So make sure that you practice with a metronome on a regular basis. You need to learn the difficult passages, so think of all those wonderful 16th note runs. You need to learn them 150%. So you need to not just know them, but you need to know that you know them. Again, there's a lot of those sections in this, and you need to take those and break them down and work through them over and over and over again. Because when you play for that audition, the pressure is, it's higher than when you're just practicing on your own. So you need to know those inside and out. So slow them down, work them up with the metronome, change up the rhythms. I like to put a dotted rhythm on things, so long, short, instead of just playing straight 16th notes. Play with slurs, play without slurs, play them going up, play them going down. You need to know them inside and out. Record yourself. I should do this more often, but I like to record myself about once a week or so, and then sit back and listen to that objectively. Don't get so caught up in everything, but use that to sit back and really take a look at how things are going, and use that to set goals for yourself for the upcoming week. I would video record yourself if you can. I make a lot of grimaces when I'm playing if I mess up, and I don't notice it when I'm playing, but the more that I record myself and I see that, I'm more aware of it, and I'm better able to fix that. So again, record yourself, and then use that to set goals for your upcoming week. Besides just practicing, you need to actually practice performing. So, of course, you need to take the time to slow things down and work through specific passages. You also need to actually practice playing the whole thing and pretending that it's an audition. So this kind of also goes along with visualizing that you are in the audition. I know this year it's a little bit different, but the more that you can kind of pretend that you are in that audition setting, walk through whatever the procedure will be for that, take out the piece, walk into the room, and play it. And just really allow yourself to go for it. Even if you know that you're not ready yet, that's okay. Don't wait until the last week to practice performing it. Take it wherever it is. Again, maybe once a week or so. Just really go for it and play it like it is the audition. The other thing is to make sure that you are ready for when things go wrong. So in performing arts, when we're performing, we get one chance at it. We have all these hours of practicing. And then when you're auditioning or you're performing, you get one chance. And it's great when you go out of that feeling like you played it the best you could, but that doesn't happen to us every time. So if you make a mistake, and probably it's a little tiny mistake that maybe no one even noticed, but if you make a mistake, you need to be able to keep going. So this kind of goes along with the practice performing. If you are saying, okay, today is the day I'm going to practice performing this, you don't get to stop if you make a mistake. You need to have a plan for when you do so you can keep going. And if there is a spot that is tricky, sometimes in my music, I just write, go for it, or breathe, or anything encouraging. So when you get to that spot, you know to keep going. You don't want to get to a tricky spot and have your brain go, oh my goodness, this is really hard, and your hand tenses up and you're not giving yourself the best chance of playing that. You need to give yourself, as cheesy as it might sound, you need to give yourself the encouragement to play through that. Because if you make one little mistake somewhere in the beginning, it's fine. It's going to happen. But what happens after that is what's really important. You need to be able to keep going and play the rest of it as well as you can.